I found this clip. Now, Sheiky has been in trouble with the law here and there. This is not a stretch to imagine. So while he was in WWE, his attorney, Mickey Sherman, who's on this video, thinks it a very good idea during a promo day to allow to take the microphone and ask Khosrow's co-workers to come up and give a testimonial a video testimonial to the judge about why he should show leniency for it was a misdemeanor assault charge. Now, before we do this, can you think of a worse plan if you want to engender the trust of a judge than to ask professional wrestlers to step up and give serious testimonials? Now, Kaz is great. Kaz does the poker face the whole time, standing upright like a proper gentleman, and in come, one by one, the cast of characters to address the judge. Let's get a clip of this here.
Yeah, but before you start off, I remember one time we were going through someplace in Canada, and they had just made like a seizure, and there was like some cannabis and some, I don't know what the powder was. I would imagine it was kilo like packed powder. It was back in this room, and you could see it.
So let's watch Mickey Sherman get everybody up here to talk to the judge. There are some okay ones, like I think Arnold Skolin does a good job. But
I can see that.
Jesus Christ, the rest.
All right, we are going to do. I need quiet, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special presentation, and I need quiet, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special presentation. This is a presentation that is designed and geared to help benefit the Iron Sheik in his cause.
Is that his attorney talking?
No, that's Fink. That was Finkel. This is the attorney. This is Mickey Sherman right here.
Okay, are we ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to take 2 shots now. Thank you. 1.
Thank you very much. We're here today to talk about the Sheik. Your Honor is well aware that the Sheik has been charged with assault in the 3rd degree in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We've got some people here who know the Sheik, who work with the Sheik, and who think very well of him. Right now we have Freddie Blassie, his well-known manager.
Now
the Sheik has been
the
charged
judge
with a crime.
thinks
I'd
that
like
some
you to
people
tell
from the
Judge
office
Rothman
are
and the
about to walk
prosecutor
up.
What's your opinion?
Just a minute, you pencil neck geek. Don't interrupt me. Judge Rothman, let me tell you right now, I've never met a more honorable man in my life than the Iron Sheik. The man's word is better than all the money in a bank. You know what I'm talking about? And listen, Judge, you pencil neck geek, you, I'm telling you the way it is. And Sherman says you're going to be running for office soon. Listen, I'll get out there and I'll vote for you 10, 15 times if necessary, but this is my man right here, and you better do right by him, you pencil neck geek. You know what I'm talking about? Old Judgy, oh boy! Keep quiet, Sherman.
Thank you very much. Next we have Arnold Skolin.
Does Blassie think it's like a work?
What these guys are so ensconced in their own fucking world. This is my point. They are so lost. And now Kaz is playing this perfectly. He's great. All right, let's see Skolin.
Kaz looks like it's the dude from Young Rock. Doesn't even, he's not. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't even Kaz. I've never seen Kaz like this.
So calm, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is. He must be on Valium or something. Right?
All right, Arnold Skolin.
How are you?
Arnold, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you. I've wrestled with Sheik many a time, and he was a tough man in that ring. But outside that ring, he's a real gentleman.
A decent man?
He's a decent man.
And you don't think he's capable of committing the crimes that he's been accused of?
No, I don't believe it at all. I know if he was in a ring wrestling him, I could see him do something like that. But not outside that ring. He's a real gentleman outside
Arnold,
that ring.
thank you very much for coming.
Absolutely
I
fine.
think next we have
Absolutely
Bobby
acceptable.
the Brain Heenan.
That's right. I've been acquainted with the Iron Sheik here, Cosgrove Vasari, for almost 15 years of a professional wrestling career. When he taught the Olympic team at the University of Minnesota, when he came over from Iran, when he started in professional wrestling. I know him from the beginning. No man has dedicated himself harder than this man in the sport of wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle, professional wrestling. The man is a dedicated athlete. He travels day and night all over the United States, all over the world. He's one of the busiest wrestlers in the world, and he has a language problem. He doesn't always understand things, and I think that he deserves a break. And everybody makes mistakes every now and then, and I just think he was a victim of circumstances.
You think
See,
maybe
Bobby
the
would have been a
language
great
problem
lawyer,
has something
right?
to do with the incident?
Well, of
Maybe
course
it was
it
a
does.
misunderstanding.
That's what I would say. I know he has a lot of trouble with referees, has a lot of trouble with opponents. He has no trouble with judges. He has no trouble with Bobby the Brain Heenan. So try to be a fair guy. Give him a break. I think it's the fair thing to do. And if you do, Judge, I'll make sure 10, 15, 20 people vote for you. How about that, pal?
Thank you very much. And, of course, Lou Albano. What else can you say?
Judge, the only thing I can say is I know Cosgrove over Sheik for some 15 years. He has set a fine example. As rough and as tough as he is, he has gone with the youth. He showed people how to wrestle. He's a silver medalist in the Olympics. He's got it all together. In my book and in your book and the book of the people, this is a man that is a family man, has 3 children, has integrity, has decency, has honor. Yes, he's rough. Yes, he's tough. Yes, he's wild at times, but misunderstood. He does not speak the language. He does not understand the language. He can be misinterpreted. He can mispropriated, misubulated, but the man is one of a kind, often imitated. But now, Judge, just a minute. I don't care about your election. I don't care what you're running for, because you ain't bothering me. But I'm going to tell you, with all honesty and decency and integrity, this man is one of a kind. I respect him as a human being. He wrestles rough, he wrestles tough, he's unbelievable, never matched. But he's a good, compassionate human being, a family man. Listen to me. Give him a
Zoom on the abs.
But God bless you. Thank but what?
Sir, you dropped a
feel
rubber
strongly about
band on the
Do I feel
stand.
strong? Yes, very strongly, because I know he's misunderstood, misinterpreted, and he's a good man. If he weren't good, I wouldn't stand up for him.
Thank you very
And
much.
I'm the captain. You got it?
Thank-
Judge?
All right, I think I've made my
And
point
lastly,
here.
of course, Mean Gene.
Well, Gene
Thank you
does a
very
good
much,
job, of
Mr.
course.
Sherman. If I may, I would like to just expostulate momentarily on the virtues of this very fine
He's gonna
gentleman to your
expostulate
immediate left, Khosrow Vasari, is known as Sheik al-Lahani, or the Iron Sheik in his country. In 1968
calling
in
the
Mexico
match.
City, I happened to be covering the games for NBC television, and it was at that time that I met this tremendous gentleman, of course, representing his country at that time. Later, as a matter of fact, I happen to be the best man in his wedding. He has a lovely family. He's married to a very attractive Scandinavian girl from up in Minnesota.
Painter.
Judge, this
Painted
guy
that
is
photo.
first class all the way. Granted, he does have problems from time to time with the language, but certainly you can understand that. And Judge Rotman, I've always been a big proponent of yours in all of the things that you've been doing in this part of the country, and hopefully you'll take this man into consideration when you have to put the gavel down and close up shop. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's the
I just
Great job, Gene. Very good.
So what you got to do is you got to put Bobby and you got to cut the. Those guys couldn't get out of their own way. They were so entrenched in their gimmick.
Yes.
I mean,
it's unbelievable.
That's why, like Matt, Matt Bourne's dad. So Matt was like, these second generation guys. They must have looked at guys like me like, you should have never been broke in.
Should not have been broken
You
in.
actually, you came out of character once. Like, wow, sorry.
That's a very memorable moment you had talking about Matt Bourne. I ran into, this is a true story, a pipe fitter today who was doing a job and saw me and said, you're the Kevin Nash podcast guy. Yes. And so he talked about you a little, and he said his favorite moment of yours was when you, I'm going to get the quote wrong, but it was from our video when we showed you Matt Bourne saying that you should never have been broken in. And you, I think you did a tally on the amount that of the items being worn, and it was a worn Mets cap and a dirty sweater, I think you went on to say. So that's out there as the pipe fitter I met today's favorite moment. I was in a car with Sheik. He had to piss. We were going to doing promotion for the roasts. I think we were doing what the hell was that sports guy? Pharrell, the sports DJ on Sirius. So we're stuck in the Holland Tunnel, and
the guy that talks like that.
Yeah, he's got that raspy voice like that. So we're on the helix into the Lincoln Tunnel to head to into Manhattan on a Friday night at 9:00. So you can imagine. I mean,
So it's Stephen King's Stand at this point.
yes, it is. It's the stand. You could play checkers on with other cars on the roofs of the cars. So we're heading down. We're locked cars. He's drinking his gimmick. And so now he's got to piss. So he begins praying to Jesus. He's Muslim, but he's praying to Jesus for some reason. He's in the front seat in front of me. He goes, "Oh Jesus, Eric, Baba, I have to pee bad." Eric Sims. He's like, "Sheik, there's nothing I could do. We're stuck in the car." So and now I'm getting uncomfortable because I know he's going to end up spraying. So we're getting down. We're listening to Pharrell on the radio, going, "I'll be here any minute. Trust me." So we're at now. This is, I think, a few months. Well, a couple of years maybe after 9/11. Okay, so this is fresh in everyone's mind. So there are in front of the Holland Tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel, there are M16 holding. I don't know if they were local police or National Guard. There was somebody. Okay, so they're at the tunnel. So now that we're almost at the toll booth where the guys are with the guns, and we're almost there, and he can't take it anymore. He said, "Hey, open the door! I gotta get out of the pit." Can you imagine a guy in a turban jumping out, running up to with his cock, running up to somebody with a machine gun? So Eric screams at him. He says, "You cannot get out of the car and piss." To which Sheik says, "Ox Baker did it." So that became my default reason when anybody told me we could not do something in the business. Ox Baker did it. Worked for him. The stiff one of the week. This stiff one I'd forgotten about. Eric Sims. I have to set this up properly. This is about, I'm going to say about 17 years ago. We were in the midst of the kayfabe commentaries revolution at the time. And so there's a big autograph signing. And Warrior is making, this is before Hall of Fame and all that stuff. He's coming back out. He was, reclusive and away from wrestling for a long time. He's coming out. He's doing this big, high-profile signing. Eric Sims is there with Kaz, with the Sheik. Eric thinks it would be a great idea to take the Sheik over to the Ultimate Warrior for a photo opportunity. And a lot of these old school guys, like who comes up to who, like, should the older guy really go up to the younger guy? So I think Sheiky had some reservations about that. He goes over and is completely snubbed by Warrior, who won't even talk to him or take his picture. This is what ensues afterwards. It includes an incredible open hand from Sheiky to Sims, not unlike the arch your back probably, and don't worry, folks. Eric,
I've never seen this.
Oh my God! I was working with Eric all the time, and I saw this on the internet.
I'm getting fucking wood right now.
I'm watching this on the internet. I'm like, I call Eric. I go, "Eric, is this fucking real?" And so Sheiky goes crazy. It's in the middle of the convention, and you got to listen. Put up the volume. I want to hear every word Sheiky says as he's snubbed and his manhood.
Yeah, and I get blamed for fucking the Bell's palsy. Fucking Kaz gave him the fucking. Kaz gave me.
Why you bring me fucking here if you don't know who I am? What the fuck you doing to me? You want to do anything? What? You want to do anything about it? Oh! What the fuck you doing to me? You trying to steal my fucking gimmick? This man know where I come from, and I know he come from. What the fuck you bring me here? No. Well, you need to get security. Fuck you, fuck the security. I respect like those as hell, no? You treat you like that? I know you're from Georgia, man. That was his fucking fault. Don't fucking tell me I get started. You're a fucking asshole. You bring me here to treat me like that? That was your fucking fault. I respect you, man. I know you're from Georgia, but don't never ever insult me again.
Well, Lou Ferrigno may have apologized, but the Ultimate Warrior continued.
That was it. I know you're from Georgia, man. I think that's a new shirt. Instead of the Ox Baker did it. I think I know you from Georgia, man. It's better. You never saw that, huh?
No. I couldn't tell it was any of those guys Warrior over there.
Yeah. Bring it up again. Warrior's the guy. He's like this on a podium. He's wearing a gray suit. Yeah, he's in the suit. And if you slide back, I'll show you where he is. He's off camera here, but when Sheiky's standing... Okay, right there. You see him with the tie?
Yeah. So he shows up in a fucking suit and tie, and he hasn't been seen since his face paint days?
Yes. No tassels. I believe this was
What the-
2008. I think this was 2008.
What the fuck? Have you ever seen the fucking video where he's, I don't know if Warrior had a wrestling school or some shit? He's screaming, "What the fuck?"
Oh, no, really?
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh.
There is a clip. Somebody took... Warrior did one shoot interview with... I don't know who the vendor was. It wasn't like me or Rob or High Spots, Michael. It was some other outlier. I guess they paid a fortune and they got it. Somebody cut together, like out of context, a bunch of his answers. Oh, God. One of you guys has to find this. And it's rather hilarious and well done. But no, the thing that you're talking about, I didn't see that. He's doing a class in a school.
Yeah, it's like there's just a couple, maybe 4 or 5 kids around, and you know he just goes off
on the students.
On the students. Yeah, he just goes berserk. So
first, why? I guess my question is, why is he teaching a wrestling class, a face paint class, a bodybuilding class, tassels class, ropes class? I'm in.
There's a lot of guys that can teach you a lot of shit, and there's other people that are just fucking got over. I mean, there's an art to that too. You know. If you haven't drawn money, how the fuck are you gonna teach me to draw money?
So okay, point taken. All right, so you have wrestling college, Nash's Wrestling University, and different teachers are teaching different classes, right? What class is Warrior teaching?
How to hold up a promoter for more fucking money.
I guess that worked.
How to take yourself beyond serious.
Is Brett the associate professor in that department or what?
I think Brett fucking chilled out when he got older.
I think so.
I think you know you got to look at the. I always look at the socialization process that all the Hart guys went through. With a dungeon, I mean, there's just nobody. Yeah, come on. Like Brett took it a little serious. Well,
Stu Hart's your dad.
Yeah, Stu Hart's your fucking but Brett took it a little. No shit.
Which is why I always thought that the I don't know, the surrounding the Montreal thing. Did Brett, with Stu Hart as his father, really think it was acceptable to turn to a promoter and say, "No, you're not getting your belt back right now"? What would Stu Hart have done if somebody said to Stu, "Yeah, you know what? Not tonight, Stu"? Just feel Brett should have known better. That's what I feel. You're noticeably silent, and that's fine. Did you meet Stu Hart ever?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you big bastard. You'd be a good fucking leg wrestler.
What did he say? A good leg wrestler?
Yeah, like I guess they do the Indian leg wrestling where you lay on your back and you wrestle or some shit. He'd always say, "Yeah, big fucking bastard." He was always good to me.
While we're on Warrior, let me, Steve, I just gave you a link. I want you to try and bring that up. But you never went up to like the dungeon. You never went up to Hart House in Calgary or anything like that. And some harrowing tales of what went on up in Hart House. OIF, you got to help me with this. I had to say this name to the individual there. OIF IIOIF 0709 vet. Maybe it's a military thing. When the Iron Sheik was caught with hacksaw in an attempt to save kayfabe, should the WWE have used this to incorporate a storyline where the American hero got brainwashed into an Iranian cult, kind of like the MAGA folk these days?
I think that didn't they wait and do that with when he joined the Iraqis?
Yes, inexplicably, they threw Sergeant Slaughter together with Adnan al-Kaisi and the Iron Sheik, who became Colonel Mustafa.
Every time that we were on the road and somebody would, during the daytime, if we were because we couldn't smoke back then, but we could drink at all times. So we'd have maybe, it's like, fuck, let's have a couple of beers in the afternoon. And we'd be driving, and somebody would like tip a beer, like going through an intersection or something like that, and somebody would inevitably in the car say, "Keep it fucking down." That's how fucking Sheik and Duggan got busted. But they were fucking doing the fucking gimmick.
Yes.
Fucking. You ever hear the story where Sheik's going through customs? And they've made a bust, and there's like the drugs are back there, and the Mounties are going through it, and Sheik says, "Mr. Mountie, maybe small sample for the Sheik." And then another time they're going through, and Sheik's got like a half an ounce of coke, and they're going through, and he takes it out of his bag and throws it into John Nord's bag.
Berserker.
And fucking, they get through customs. They get to the building, and Sheik says, "Nord, I have my cocaine in your bag." Nord's like, "What are you motherfucker?" Nord wanted to kill him. Sheik couldn't, like, what? You were already.
He didn't understand.
He was already through.
Unbelievable. Can we do a Sheik segment every week, just so that he's a part of this show in some way every week?
Fuck, he's a part of it. The Sheik is the fucking. He's the man.
Maybe a Nash and maybe an upcoming Nash and Friends with Kaz.
What if we could get Kaz on?
I think we could. I mean, I could get to him. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know how he's doing. I hope he's as entertaining as he once was. I'm gonna have to look into that. We have to do that.
Right, you ever see the one when he's going to pull his cock out on fucking Howard Stern? I'll put like 10-inch cock.
That was on Opie and Anthony, and I was there. That we were promoting the roast. We were sitting there, and Opie or Anthony or Jim Norton, whoever was up there at the time, said, "We will plug you every day, Sheik, if you pull that out, and we could see if it's 10-inch." And he's got his hand in his fucking pants. And he's looking at his father, Eric Sims. He's going, "Eric, I do it, Bubba? I do it?" Eric's looking at me. I go, "I plug every day, all week. I plug. There's only a few of us in here. Take it out. Take it out." And he stood up, and something happened. He was in front of me. So from my vantage point, I wasn't able to meet gaze. It might have been negative inches because I didn't see anything protrude also from my vantage point. So I think he did it. But that was on Opie and Anthony, yeah. That was amazing.
Well, obviously nobody fucking put it over, so it must not have been.
No, I don't think much was going. But it was very cold in the studio. You get a little nervous when you're on air there, so I understand. Ryan Chenoweth, I met HBK in '97 at my sister's work, Walmart. But my sister met Nash about 5 years ago. She put me on the phone with Kev. Do you remember somebody at a Walmart putting you on the phone with a worker, with a worker at? You remember a worker at Walmart putting you on the phone with her brother?
Okay. She met Shawn Michaels at her sister's work.
Ryan met HBK there. This is we're like two detectives
at Walmart.
Right, but my sister met Nash about 5 years ago. I assumed at Walmart, and then she.
I don't think I've ever been in a fucking Walmart.
I was gonna say, boy, that's a revelation there.
No, I really don't. I think one time I went.
Were you looking for this shirt?
Yes, and over in the fucking Jacqueline Smith collection.
A whole dick, Kev, you can have right now. This might be my favorite one ever. Not just because I'm in it. But this is Sheiky, baby. Okay? We always love a little Sheik. The Sheik gets stiff. I don't know if you ever saw this, but the camera catches a wild erection in his pants as he's about to give the camel clutch to Hulk Hogan. Talk about a man who takes his craft seriously and gets excited about his finisher. Let's take a look at Sheiky here.
Please don't tell me it looks like the end of his boot.
Well, no, it goes straight out.
Okay.
Pinocchio's nose.
You'll see this, Kaz. I don't know if you remember this, but it looks like. Okay. It's very loud. If you look at that. What happens right there? It looks like you get excited for a minute to break his back. Watch, we zoomed in on it for you. Look at that. It's like the Loch Ness monster of Iran.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
And we'll just keep playing it. There it is again.
Wow,
look at that.
Look at. I never saw that eyes, but must be cameraman. He did that. I get hard. I can't believe it.
Cameraman zoom.
Yeah. That's very unusual to I see myself that be that long and 10-inch and be like a monster in the ring.
Absolutely. Well, that just shows you're very serious about the wrestling. You're very excited because you're.
I get hard. I can't believe it. Sean Mooney.
Whoever. Sean Mooney, it doesn't even matter. Jeff
called me Sean Mooney. Did you ever see that clip?
But it's almost like the missing piece of the puzzle to why fucking Hogan has had all the back problems he has. Because fucking he got humbled. He got his back broken and he got humbled by the fucking Sheik.
10-inch.
I'll be goddamned.
That's it, man.
I can't believe it.
He called it a high spot. He goes, "It's amazing to see that high spot."
The cameraman. It's like the cameraman caused it. It was like
tremendous,
like lighting or something. You know? Oh, the cameraman.
Those of you listening, please make sure you catch this on YouTube so you can see the wild erection in Kaz's pants. So I alluded to it earlier, but the Iron Sheik passed today, Kaz Vaziri. I was just thinking about him not too long ago.
My first road trip.
That's right, the big jabroni. That could be a new shirt. A little cartoon Kaz saying, "Who's the big jabroni driving us?" But when I think of the Sheik, of course, I think of the fond times I spent in Kaz's company. But it was always immediately followed, Kevin, with, how is he still alive? How has his body not succumbed? He, like Keith Richards, Kaz, and like the American cockroach would be able to sustain a nuclear holocaust, I figured. But yeah, what was he, 81, I think? 81. This is impressive.
Did that work when I hit that cough button?
Do you have a cough button? Because it didn't work for me. I'm deaf in the left side right now as a result of the cough. Do you have a gimmick on there?
Let me hit this. What does this do? Does this do anything?
No, you're still on.
Was I on the whole time?
Yeah. It made your cock about 2 inches longer, but go ahead.
How about here? Am I on?
I still hear you. You're still on.
Well, I don't have a cough.
Well, you could always do the on-screen mute. That's what I do when I have to hack some phlegm. I hit the little on-screen mute. Get over it. So yes, so everyone has fond Kaz stories. He was beloved in the business, maybe unless you didn't do the arch, and you were, street justice was doled out. But everyone has great stories about Kaz and
people like we were just saying how did he live this long, and it's just he was a silver gold medalist.
He was an AAU gold medalist, I think.
He was a silver medalist for Iran.
For Iran,
he was the Shah of Iran's bodyguard.
That's correct.
I mean, it's not like this. That's a badass dude, man.
Absolutely, but yes, absolutely. And you look at his legitimacy, and then that's you fast forward to the middle of the book, you flip some pages, and as he said on our U Shoot, which I rewatched today in disbelief in a clip, where he said he would do handstands. when he would snort lines in the hotel for the boys at the party. He put his feet right up, go down on his hands, and do the line. I asked him the longest line. He said 11 to 12 inches.
Soft.
Well, he was doing cables, man. But
Rails, brother.
Rails, brother. Sheiky baby. One of the greats.
Maybe sample for the Sheik. You know, Bubba.
I guess we'd say he said of Wendy Richter at one point that she knocked on his door, and I guess he he said I tell to Wendy maybe she do the job for me, and I say you drink Sheiky's beer, you smoke Sheiky marijuana, you won't do the job for me. I love the phraseology. Someone asked a couple of weeks ago wrestling terms. He wanted to nail Wendy and said she wouldn't do the job.
Sorry, can't do the favor. I can't put you over, bro.
Can't put you over, Sheiky.
Fuck, man.
I love him. Everybody do yourself a favor after you're done listening to us. Just go on YouTube and search for some great Khosrow stories. He was one of a kind. Totally.
Did I ever tell you the story with Nord?
John Nord, the Barbarian?
Yeah. So they're up in Canada, and like Sheik's got like an 8-ball in his bag, and Nord is closing his bag because went by the guy, and as Nord's closing his bag, Sheik takes the 8-ball and throws it in Nord's bag, and then they go through Sheik's bag. Sheik's clear, so they get to the building. And Sheik walks up to Nord.
He goes to collect. I do remember this.
John, berserker baby. I believe I left my cocaine in your bag.
I believe I left.
What the fuck are you talking about? At the customs, you're closing your bag. I toss it in your bag. No heat, baby. Nobody get. Fucking Nord wanted to kill him. Who wouldn't?
Absolutely.
Maybe Sheiky gave him Sheiky arched his back and put a couple of lines on it.
A little bit. Yeah, he was a
nut.
He was great. And just the whole dynamic with him when Eric Sims was his manager, and they always fought on camera. They were on Stern when we went up there, and going at each other. He smacked him in the face. We played the clip on this show. One night after we shot, and Sheiky was in the chair for a long time. Our quality kayfabe commentary shoots were sometimes long, and we're loading the truck, and from the parking lot in the hotel, I can see into the drapes were open in a room, and Sheik was sitting on the bed. He had his shirt off, leaning over, and Eric was working his back and rubbing, like getting the knots out so that he could lay down. He wasn't a young man at the time. That was love. It was real love between Eric Baba and Sheiky baby. A look inside their relationship like no one would ever see on camera, because he was the foil. Eric was the foil and the fall guy for the Iron Sheik. Let me tell you, when I think of Sheiky...
I like old Eric.
You like what?
I like Sims.
I've always said he's a necessary evil.
He puts up with my shit.
I remember one time you called. This is way before this show, before anything. We would just work together sometimes, and my phone's ringing, and it's Kevin Nash. Now, I don't have you booked. Like, we're not doing anything together. I pick up. You're like, hey, like, this fucking asshole up by you's got me flying coach out of date, out of Orlando. And on top of it, I'm in a hotel that I can't get room service past 11 o'clock. Can you do something about this? I'm like, are we working together? You're like, no, but you're like, when I do stuff for you and you got the green screen, you're in charge. I need this guy to be in charge. I was like, all right, man, I'll get on the phone. I'll do what I can for you. That was Eric.
Wow.
Wow, I heard that. Unless you have gas, that was...
No, man, that's just shit is fucking... Shit is on.
It's popping out there in Daytona.
My fucking...
Listen.
My wife's sitting there with that fucking... My dog's crazy by now at the house.
From the Thunder, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we played a clip a couple of weeks ago of Kaz getting very excited before he put the camel clutch on Hulk Hogan. I'm just such a Sheiky fan. I read that guy's comment this week, and there's always plenty of Sheiky stuff. Here's another promo for, I guess, an event in the 80s that was coming up around Thanksgiving time, the turkey tournament or some shit like that, and there's a live turkey for the promo, and you could either watch the turkey get manhandled. You could watch Sheik. I enjoy watching Mean Gene always during these things when he can't hold it together. So let's go. Let's watch Sheiky here in the turkey tournament gimmick.
Meeting Nikolai Volkov, the Russian. Come on. I beg your pardon?
Listen, Jim.
Yes, Iron Sheik, the great 1984 turkey tournament. You're going to be part of it.
You know, I really don't care about that stupid idiot turkey tournament. He reminds me look like Hulk Hogan. Look at his hand, look at him. Now, that redneck stays down. Ah, tough. I'm not interested that idiot turkey tournament.
Potato the turkey.
Bobby with the best line, you potato to turkey. God, I would love to have been in the room for those fucking... I know they were all day long and they were horrendous to do. But just when they had those few minutes of levity when somebody would break up the room.
Dude, I saw one the other day. It was Gene was cussing at everybody. I just went off.
I love it. I love some Gene. Love some Sheik. David Van Bogelen. I saw you there, pal. What do you got? 27 years later, we have an arrest in the Tupac murder. Have you guys been keeping tabs on this, and what are your thoughts so far? Yes, I did see
I
this.
haven't. There was something that was going to be on Lester Holt tonight at 6:30 that I saw. It was the lead-in off our local news, and but I had to come down here, so I'll. But I have.
Supposedly, this guy has been on the radar. Gave a statement
he
long ago that he was a witness. He was in the car.
Yeah, he was like, it was some good police work in Las Vegas.
I don't know. I can't understand how that goes on. Well, maybe there's more to the story. I don't want to. Maybe there's more to the story. We'll see. I do want to see about it, though. And I think it stemmed from a fight earlier, like with
It was
Tupac's
that
nephew
beatdown. That beatdown in the middle of the,
Jesus. Really? Unbelievable. All right, anyone else in the house? We could wrap this up. What do we got? I want to